Charlene, I know you're excited. I am too. Very excited for you. Let me just get a pen and pencil out in case we need it. Well, of course, I've got Avon lipstick, but don't tell anybody about my Yardley. That's our little secret. Let's see. There we go. May I just put my purse over here? Give us room to work. So, I have your welcome kit. And over these next 3 weeks, you're going to get new surprises each time. But the welcome kit will get you started right away, even today, if you like. So, turn it this way. And you can see that you're all set with the things you need for the first week. So we have your order forms for your customers. We'll look at that. And we have just 2 sample bags. These are samples. You will be able to order a supply of bags when you make your first order. And you will have to make a decision about how many bags and which sizes to order. Avon will not make that decision for you because you know how many customers you have, how large each order is. Now, I like to go ahead and order more bags than I need. Order so I know I always have enough. But these are well known, and when your customers see them and their neighbors, the Avon name will speak for itself. And these things. We'll go over everything. This case is yours to keep. You can use it when you make your first visits, since you won't be delivering any orders on your first visits. Okay. All right, so let's see. So I want to walk you through our curriculum. Everything's here. So this week we'll be talking about your first step to success. Get acquainted. Your second step, a dependable Avon income. And third step, call again for new customers. So we'll just look at the first booklet today. We might have some time to get into the second. It'll really be up to you. I know you need to get dinner on, so you just let me know, okay? All right. So, your first step to success. And you see here, the Avon lady has her Get Acquainted Kit with her. That's really all you need to make your first visits. Getting acquainted is easy and pleasant. All the people in your territory use the kind of products you offer, and they know of Avon. Many of them use or have used Avon products. Avon advertising creates a welcome for you. So call on every home and get acquainted. So it's important not to be shy. You want to remember that Avon advertising is everywhere. It's in every women's magazine. And every new campaign, we have new advertisements targeting different kinds of customers, including teenagers, young women, young married women and mothers, older women who might have different skin type or even a different attitude toward makeup or fragrance. Perhaps they're in love with some of our older fragrances. We do a lot of the work for you in terms of advertising. You are not going to walk up to a home that has never heard of Avon. Your Get Acquainted Kit will help you meet people in your territory. So you have your folder. You have a showcase brochure. This is, let me pull that out. Here we go. This is your showcase brochure. It's the larger one. And you want to always keep this with you. Never leave this with a customer. You'll get one of these for each campaign, so it will be up to you to take good care of it. You will use it when you are invited into someone's home and you have time to sit down and look through it with your customer or your potential customer. We'll look through this more later. And then you have 5 callback catalogs or brochures. And let's see. This is a callback. Notice it's smaller. You have 5 of these. And this gives you the opportunity to leave this behind only if you actually speak to someone who says that they don't have time to meet with you. This is an excellent way to give them time on their own to flip through this brochure. But notice the name of this in the business is the callback brochure or catalog. And what that means is you're always going to call back to pick it up. We won't be leaving these with customers permanently. So that's why you have 5, enough to leave with potential customers on a given day. And what you do is you say, I'm going to call back the next day to pick it up. And basically that's the way to get your foot in the door a second time, as well as allow someone to take their time to look through our products. You have a customer record or territory map, a color chart, customer service reminders, and these are the things that you can leave on doorknobs if someone is not home. Never leave a callback brochure. Just use the reminders for the doorknobs. You have samples. You have an order book, as I mentioned. So that's what's in your Get Acquainted Kit. There's no need to be nervous. How to get acquainted. Let everyone in your territory know that you are the new Avon representative. ready to provide dependable service. Introduce yourself. Avon calling, I'm Charlene, or you can use your last name, I'm Mrs. Harbour, your new Avon representative. I have a fragrance sample for you. May I come in? And so what you're doing is you're leading, first of all, with your own personality. That's so important in this business. We are a trusted brand. It's important that you yourself have been using Avon for quite some time. And so you're not selling something that you haven't used and love yourself. So first, introduce yourself. Second, you want to introduce what you're offering. I have a fragrance sample. I have a skincare sample. I have a makeup sample, whatever it is. That's your second lean in before you ask, may I come in? And just so you can see how simple this is, there are only 3 situations that you're going to encounter. Only 3. She welcomes your call and asks you in. She's not ready to buy. And this is when you can go ahead and leave that sample or a small callback brochure for her to look at. Tell her you'll pick it up tomorrow, as I mentioned already. Tomorrow is very important, not next week. Tomorrow. So be sure to ask if she'll be home at the same time tomorrow. And then that way you'll know she'll be there for you to pick it up and for you to make that second call. Or she's not home. Leave a reminder on her doorknob, as we mentioned, to let her know that you've called. And this is a way, again, to introduce yourself to the neighborhood. Every call you make is worthwhile. This is so important. You do not want to get discouraged. Let's say tomorrow you go out full of excitement and vigor and no one is home. Every single person is gone. You might think that that is not a good day, but it's always a good day. You're still making contact by leaving the brochure on the doorknob. Or let's say that everyone who answered the door said no, they weren't ready to buy it, they weren't interested. I can assure you that when you offer them that sample, they're going to take it. And so, again, that contact is very important. And that day is still a success. Now, of course, this is the fun part when they ask you in. It's what we all live for, isn't it? But like I said, any contact you make is a successful contact. So when she asks you in, sit beside her. It's really important, if possible, that you're sitting beside her so that you can look together. products in the catalog, or that you can apply a sample if it's not a prepackaged sample. So may we sit here so I can show you our special offers? It's important that you do say may we. She's going to let you know what she's comfortable with. I find that a lot of women are comfortable right where we are at the kitchen table, but some are comfortable in their living room, here at the coffee table, and that's certainly a very easy way for you two to sit beside one another. Share the brochure with her. When you reach a fragrance page, tell her Avon has many famous fragrances and ask her to try one. Give her a sample. So this is the moment when you're going to give her a sample if she's home or if she invites you in. Point out the special offers. Customers do appreciate our budget prices. We always have special offers in every campaign. So, smart housewives often wait until their favorite products do come on special, and that's when they make their purchases and stock up. So you do want to always do two things. In this first meeting, it's going to be a sample and showing your future customer the special offers. Never miss doing that. In later visits, you're going to actually bring, I'm not going to say samples because these aren't samples, these are the actual products in the actual containers. You will still have samples with you, but you'll always want to bring one or two actual products with you. Not a lot more than that. And then watch for her interest. When she pauses to discuss a product, ask, may I order this for you? Every product is guaranteed. You can return it to me if you're not pleased with it. Again, this is where Avon stands behind our products and stands behind you as an Avon representative. Like I said, the Avon name is very well known for 75 years now. Everyone knows about Avon products, whether they've tried them or not. Our advertisements do so much work for you. But this guarantee, that's the other half. Again, you rely on the company and your own experience with the product. Write each product in your order book as she orders it. Thank her for her order and remind her of her delivery date. Now the Avon purchase order, you're going to use this form right here to order the products your customers want and any you want yourself. How to do it is fully explained. Just read it. So, I forgot to bring your copy of this form. But you won't need it for 2 weeks, so I will bring this form for you next week when we move on to the next booklet. but I can't show you what it looks like. Just like this, you will receive 2 copies for each campaign, and the campaign numbers are down here. The instructions are clarified for you here. Please be aware that other than the initial samples that you receive, it's up to you to decide what products you want to order for yourself for your own use, and that would be using your deep discount. So from now on, you're not going to be paying full price for Avon products. But you'll also be making decisions about which products to order to bring with you as demonstrators. And again, you want to choose wisely. Think about your customer base. Just a couple of other things to say here, and we will go over this, your actual form next time, because you will have taken half of your orders at that point. But what you're essentially going to do is, as you take each order, let's see. So here's your order form booklet, and we have carbons right here in the back, and there are several of them in case. One wears out, and they will wear out. But the best trick I've learned is to not insert the carbon at the same way each time. Otherwise, you're always going to be writing on the same parts of the carbon over and over, and there'll be other parts that are never used. So you can easily move it around up and down as you write to make use of the entire carbon. But as I said, you will take down an order for a customer. You will keep the original. You'll put the carbon underneath this tissue paper, because the carbon is double-sided, which means it will write on top of this, and it will write on the back of the tissue paper. You'll be able to see through the tissue paper. I think that's just ingenious. This copy right here doesn't have lines on it, but your customer will be able to see the items that they ordered and the total. This you tear out and leave with your customer. And the last copy you will use when you bag your items in 2 weeks. And you'll tear this out of your book and pin it to the bag. And you'll be able to see the address and everything, so you can line up your bags for a particular part of the neighborhood in your beauty showcase. So like I said, after you take your orders for 1 week, I'll be back and I'll walk you through. It's pretty self-explanatory. What you're going to do is use this first box right here, this first column, and use little tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a slash for 5, and keep going. And that's only if you have multiple customers ordering the same item, or maybe one customer orders 2 of the same item. You'll put those tick marks there. Of course, if no one orders, you don't use that column at all beside that particular product. Okay. After all of your orders are done, so you can do these tick marks as you go along, but again, you'll want to make sure to use a rubber band and pull back the forms that you've already ticked here. You can wait until the 2-week period is over and then go through your forms and start making your tick marks. But what you'll notice is the first column is labeled tally, and the second column is labeled order. So your tick marks are going to give you your tally. Let's say you've got 5, then you'll write the numeral 5 in the order, and that's the number that Avon is going to look at and package up for you 5 of those items. They're not going to count your tick marks. That's for your use. You're going to put your address here. This is where Avon will ship the items to you. Your district number and your account number. Now, notice here, amount of payment. That amount has nothing to do with this order. There are no prices in any of these columns. You do not have to calculate pricing. That is very good news. What will happen is this order will go in, and when you receive it, you will receive an invoice. And that invoice is the total amount that you owe Avon. And keep in mind, there's the total amount that you collect, ideally in cash. And then there's the amount that Avon invoices you, which will be less. And the difference between those two is your profit. So when you submit your first order, you will not have an invoice to pay because you've never submitted an order before. But when that order arrives, you will have new campaign materials. You will have new order forms. You will have an invoice for that order. And when you start working that next campaign, your second one, that's when you will put in the amount that you owe Avon from the first order. You don't know how much this order is going to cost, so this is always the amount owed to Avon for the prior order. And what you can see is that you're never going to be paying Avon anything until you have made your deliveries and collected the payments directly from your customers. Then you can take that cash, you can deposit it, and then write a check for the smaller amount that goes to Avon. Does that make sense? So the good news is no difficult math, and you do not have to put up any money up front. You are always receiving payment first from your customers, and then you take the portion of that goes to Avon and write a check. And then the rest is your income. And I know that's very exciting. There's also a place to indicate the number of unique customers that you served and the number of individual items. As I mentioned, you'll total up all of your columns. So it's a very easy order form to use. There's an area up here that says, don't forget to order your sales aids. So that could be discounted demonstration assortments. It could be discounted demonstrators, particular ones. And then other sales aids like sales bags, brochures, campaign brochures, another color chart of some sort. Sample packets, the ones that are individually packaged. So you received 2 this time. If you want to order more, then you'll do that up here. And please be aware that you will pay for these sales aids, but they are deeply discounted for you. So you should make wise decisions here about what you order. And then we have the lip sampler, the foundation sampler, and the fragrance sampler. I'll bring your beauty showcase next time. What you'll love about this is that the entire thing is waterproof. So as you're walking door to door, you just need an umbrella for yourself. All right, so we'll look at these much more closely next time, but I do want to give you a little preview so you can be thinking about which one you want to order first. These are the samplers that I mentioned to you. This is different from individually packaged samples. So here we have Regents fragrance, and this is again a sample that works for any product in the Regents fragrance line. So whether it's beauty dust or perfume, cologne, cream sachet, doesn't matter what the product is, this is the scent that they can use to make a determination about whether it's for them. And these are the samples that you can leave with customers who answer the door and tell you they're not ready to buy. And what you're going to say, as we just discussed, may I leave this sample with you? This is something that they tear open and use to their heart's content. And usually smart women know to tear it open, use the moistened cloth, maybe on the pulse points, and then return the cloth into the foil packet and bend it over and keep it moist so it can be used again. That way they can try it for a few days. So that's the Regents. And let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have quite a few in each box. These first 2 boxes are free with your Get Acquainted Kit, but you can order more of this same fragrance or other fragrances as you build your business. Again, if you order more, you pay for those, but these samples cost practically nothing. Okay? They remind me of little tea bags. And don't you know, my little girl, I give her one of these every time I get a new box. She loves the fact that her mommy is an Avon lady. Okay, let's put these back in. Regents. And then you have brocade. Now, I've been doing this a long time, so these were not the two that I received. I think maybe I received cotillion. I'm not sure what my other one was. But it can be somewhat random, but it's always some of the newer fragrances. And so here again, you have quite a few. And the packaging is just beautiful. Each fragrance sample has its own unique design. So it's easy to tell apart, especially if they spill inside your beauty showcase. Okay, so let's put these back in. And two more. Is it because of the bottom? Let's see. There we go. All right. So those are for you to keep and use on your first visits over the next week. All right. Now, as I mentioned, I just want to briefly show you the 3 samplers, lip, foundation, and fragrance that are up here. This is one of our fragrance samplers. We'll look at this more closely next time, and I'll show you how to do it actually to keep things sanitary. And then this is our foundation sampler. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades in this particular line. Now we do have another shade set for darker skin. You have a little applicator right here. Well, I shouldn't say applicator, it's just a little wand here for you to pull out some of the foundation. And we have the matching or the coordinating powders up here. Again, more about that next time. And finally, our lip color set. Now let me just forewarn you that you can smell it. I love that lipstick smell. I am aware that you do have a daughter, and you must not ever let her know where this is. Or you'll be ordering another one very soon. All right. Back to our booklet. Your beauty showcase will arrive with your first order. This is actually what we used to do. I will be bringing your beauty showcase next time as we make our way through. Where is it? Your second step. Of course, there you see. She's got her beauty showcase with her. So the good news is you won't have to wait until your first order to have this marvelous bag. More free samples and products to demonstrate. And that will be, as I mentioned, the only time that you will receive free products. Today with these samples, and next time when you receive your beauty showcase. After that, you will make a decision about what products you want to purchase at the deep discount. Now, sometimes Avon will have a special campaign and they really want us to feature a certain product, in which case they will send us that one free. But that's not really up to us to choose. You'll enjoy our Avon meetings. So these are meetings led by myself and other Avon representatives in my group. Now, our district is bigger than this, so we do occasionally have district meetings, but most of your meetings will be in this small group with me and my other representatives. So, quick review. First step, get acquainted with everyone in your territory. Call on every home. Don't skip a home. Write orders for people who are ready to buy. Write each customer's name in your customer record. Leave a reminder, a brochure, or a sample wherever you call. One of those. Again, depending on whether someone is home or not. Remember that every call you make is an investment in your future. And there you are, walking down the street, making your first calls. So that should be enough to get you started. Again, we'll go over some of the other documents in your Get Acquainted Kit next time. But you do have this. You have your samples. You have your showcase brochure. Again, always keep this with you. This does not You do not leave this with clients. And you will have several of your callback brochures only if someone is home. And if you ask if you can leave this with them and pick it up tomorrow. Okay? That's an agreement that you make between the two of you. And one last thing I forgot to mention. You have a handy federal tax calculator here in the front cover. And that will allow you to quickly compute federal tax. Okay? Let's see. I'll show you this as well. I use my notebook to make notes about customers, to make notes about my territory. I took my territory map and turned it into this so that I can jot down whether somebody, for example, doesn't want me to come anymore, and that does happen occasionally. Particularly if you have an unmarried man living in the home, chances are you're not going to be making regular visits to that household. And then I keep notes for every client, the things that she orders, or the things that she's told me about, her concerns or her interests, so I can remember those things when I visit her. You want to make it very personable. You want to say, I remember that you were concerned about dry skin, so I've brought this particular product for you to look at and perhaps try. Okay. This vinyl can be a little bit tricky. But it really will last you forever. fun playing. So, are we meeting next week at the same time? Okay. Well, I hope I didn't make you too late for getting supper ready. Well, when you start bringing in that extra income, I have a feeling he's going to be very understanding. All right. Charlene, have a lovely evening. Good to see you again as always, and see you next week.